Tomorrow is 2023. Yes, finally this year is over. And how many people do you know, and maybe even yourself, have made New Year's resolutions? Well, I am here to tell you right now, those New Year resolutions are bullshit. Honestly, how many people do you know have really kept and achieved those New Year's resolutions? And I'm going to tell you why they don't work. Because there is no why. Most of us have seen that ball drop 30, 40, 50 plus times, maybe even more than 60 times. And how many times have you set a New Year's Day resolution and kept it? So first, let's talk about goals. And if you've been watching my channel before, you know how much importance I put on goal setting. If you don't have goals, then where are you going? So when it comes to goals, they need to be SMART. That means they need to be specific, measurable, obtainable, relevant, and time-bound. So when you say, I want to lose 100 pounds, well, that's fine and dandy, but how are you going to do it? So if you were trying to lose 100 pounds, for example, we need to break that down into short-term intervals. So we could say, I'm going to try to lose 5 to 8 pounds a month over the coming year. So those are our short-term goals. Then we need to set up the objectives on how we're going to do that. So we could say that I'm going to do 5 days of cardio, of fat-burning cardio. I'm going to drop my calories daily by 500. I'm going to stay hydrated. I'm going to do my workouts and my resistance training 4 days a week. And when we accomplish those weekly goals, those weekly objectives, that's what's going to make our short-term goals, and that's going to get us to our long-term goal. And bada boo, bada bing, after the course of a year, you've lost about 100 pounds or somewhere close to it. So when I talked earlier about SMART goals, that it is specific. I want to lose 100 pounds. It is measurable. I can break that down into measurable units. It is certainly obtainable. If you're willing to put in the work, then it is certainly obtainable. Is it relevant? Yes, it is, because, for health reasons or whatever, that's the reason why I'm doing it. And it's time bound. I have given myself 1 year to get this objective done. Now, it's great that you have your long-term goal and short-term goals and you have your plan, but there is one key factor that is missing. And this is what topples most people, and that is your why. It is the deep underlying reason why you are doing this. So I'm going to give you a real-world example, me. So there was a time where I just stopped doing anything with fitness, and I got myself up to around 200 pounds of fat. I was just skinny fat, and I was getting sick all the time. I saw a young guy in the synagogue, and he was doing the mourner's Kaddish, meaning, he was saying the prayers for his deceased father. And I got to thinking that, oh my goodness, if I don't take care of myself, one of my kids could be doing that for me. And that was my first why. I knew I needed to take care of myself and get into shape. And so I would be around for my kids. And that was my motivating factor. And I went from 200 pounds, just shy of it. I think my lowest, I went down to 137 pounds. But that was a really good motivator for me because, I love my kids and I want to be around for them. Now, I don't want you to think of your why as the carrot at the end of the stick, because it's not. The carrot is the reward at the end of your journey. Your hunger, your desire for that carrot is what is going to be driving you. That is your why. And you need to really think about this. This is a journey. It's not going to happen just like that. It's going to take some time. It's going to take effort. And in most examples, it's always going to be a marathon and not a sprint. So yes, you have your eyes on the prize, but it is your hunger, your deep down desire for that prize, that is what's going to motivate you, and that is what's going to help you succeed. Not just by having some random thing. I want to lose 15 pounds so I can go to a wedding. No, you have to have that deep underlying desire. So let's talk about another example. So let's say you want to lose 20 pounds. And when people come to me and they say, I want to lose 25, 30 pounds, and I said, great, I'll work up a plan and here's how we're going to do it. But first I want you to ask yourself, when you lose that 20 pounds, how is your life going to change? What is going to magically happen when you weigh 20 pounds less? Is your life suddenly going to improve? Is it not going to happen at 19 pounds? But boy, when I hit 20 pounds, life is different? Chances are, no. So you really need to think about what is so important about that number and why. So when you lose that 20 pounds, how are you going to feel? Are you going to feel more confident? And now I want you to ask the question, just because I've lost 20 pounds, why should I feel any more confident or less confident now than in the future when I lose 20 pounds? Is it a matter of insecurity? And if so, why? What do you feel insecure about? Are you unhappy with the way you look? Why? Why are you unhappy about the way you look? Have you always carried around a little bit too much weight and you feel like people are judging you and it has chipped away at your confidence? These are very real world scenarios and it happens all the time. So it is okay to feel that way. You just have to recognize it and then understand that that is your why. Now, understanding that there is some deep level of insecurity and that might make you feel less confident, and maybe if you looked better and felt better, you would project more confidence, that insecurity would go away. Because one day I want you to look in the mirror and go, yeah, I like the way I look. And I want your partner to look at you and go, hey, you look good. And that's what this is about. We got to find that why to make all of this work. If you have been enjoying this, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. I'm doing my very best to grow this channel. So please, if you like what you're seeing, tell your friends, pass it around. And don't forget to subscribe to my Instagram at Masters Muscle. So here's another real world example. And I've been thinking about this a long time. Why have I always been interested in having muscle? When I was a little kid, I was really thin. And my father frequently said, man, you are so skinny, you're going to go down the drain. And I heard that a lot. And honestly, it really damaged my self-esteem. And I could only think of myself as being skinny. And I would cover it up by saying, I'm not skinny, I'm just European cut. So when I was 13 and I saw pumping iron, I knew, hey, that's what I want. I want to have muscle. And deep inside, I thought, well, maybe if I have a whole lot of muscle, nobody will call me skinny again. And so I think way, way deep down inside, it took me a long time to recognize this or to admit it openly that, yeah, I have this deep underlying desire never to be skinny looking again. And if you were around my age, you remember in the back of comic books, they had the Charles Atlas ads where the guy is on the beach with his girl and this guy with muscles kicks sand on him and he gets beat up because he is a 97-pound weakling. And he does Charles Atlas's program and now all of a sudden he has muscles and he's able to beat up the muscle guy. But I love the twist that Mad Magazine did, that once he actually got the muscles, he's on the beach with his girlfriend, and then this other beautiful woman comes up to him, kicks sand in his face and says, have some sand in your sandwich, Muscles. So right now, if you are making a New Year's resolution, really think about it. What exactly do you want to do? Is it a SMART goal? And can I break it down? And then really think hard about what is your why. That's what's going to get you motivated to do this. Remember, those New Year's resolutions are complete bullshit unless you've got something behind it and the emotional connection to make it happen. If you need some help with this, I'll be delighted to help with it. Put a comment below and I can help you set goals and motivate you. So I hope you have a wonderful new year. This is Yaakov Baram. Be well.